What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 7, and we start today's episode with a game against Mallorca here, of course, in the Liga Adelante. And of course, right now we've made a really good start. As you will see by the date there, we're coming into December. This game's being played on the 29th of November, otherwise known as a certain someone's birthday. Whose birthday could that be? Ryan Giggs. It's Ryan Giggs' birthday, and also mine. But yeah, we take on Mallorca here on the 29th of November. So 17 games in, coming up towards the first half of the season being completed, and we're in second place. And I've been really impressed with this team. You know, the past few episodes you would have seen me talking about how I'm not really too sure how we're going to develop in the future with very little money, but with the team we have right now, I like the way it feels, I like the way it plays, I like the way we pass the ball around a lot, and I feel comfortable in possession with this team. And in this division, you know, don't forget we were tipped to be right down the bottom. You know, I don't think the media said we'd finish as bottom place, but we were certainly going to be right down the bottom. But with this team, you know, we're in second place, achieving above expectations, and I'm not even surprised. Like, I'm genuinely not, because I feel as though it's got enough quality to be where we are right now. And the first chance with Mallorca would fall to them, but their header was well saved by Raul Fernandez. But in the 17th minute, Sandro came through for us, but the shot was also saved by the opponent's goalkeeper Mino, and the follow-up header by Buena Casa was dealt with quite comfortably as well. In the 32nd minute though, we came for ourselves. Buena Casa found Alvaro Madran here. What a brilliant ball in towards Concha, and he did wrap his foot around the ball and find the back of the net. But unfortunately the goal was chalked off for offside, and correctly so. Brilliant ball by Madran, who's so good on the ball, passed the ball around really nicely in this game, and the shot by Concha was a good one too, but unfortunately it was indeed offside. But in the 40th minute, Mallorca came forward here themselves as they went down the right hand side, hit the number 15, plays it inside towards his man, gets it back. Bustos then collects it for them, and one of the problems with playing on Legendary is no matter what team you face, no matter what star rating they are, they'll always pass the ball around ridiculously accurately, and as they had a good chance there, the shot went just wide. And in the 82nd minute, one of the last chances would fall to them down the left hand side. Arana's on the ball and finds Marti, crosses the ball in, and the header goes just over the bar. And it was how the game finished, a 0-0 draw, so a scoreless draw. Pretty uneventful really, a few chances, yes, one disallowed goal, yes, but really not the type of game which is going to get too many people really excited, which at the end of the day you got to expect it. You know, I've said it a couple of times this series already. The games, at least in the first season, are always going to be quite poor because, you know, in the first season we're definitely going to be in Liga Adelante. Obviously, what we do next year, I'm not too sure whether we get promoted or not, but in the Segunda Division and, you know, playing these types of teams, okay, they're not terrible teams, you know, we should beat them 4 or 5-0 or whatever, but there are going to be some games where the action's going to be quite poor, and even when the action's poor, sometimes in career mode, when you're watching a series, you can see the opponent's team and be really mesmerised by the type of players. You know, you could be playing against Real Madrid, for example, Ronaldo, Bale, Rodriguez, and so on and so forth. You could play against Barcelona with Messi and Pedro and Neymar and Iniesta and Xavi and so on and so forth. Play against Chelsea, Hazard, Diego Costa, etc. When you're playing against these type of teams, they're not going to be that interesting to watch, really, to be honest. But even so, the most important thing is getting the results, and a draw against Mallorca is not bad. Of course, they've made a good start to the first half of the season as well, but we should have won it, to be honest, and I was disappointed to only get a point. But as you can see, we did fall out of the top 2 places, the promotion places. In the Segunda Division, the first 2 teams get promoted, and the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th go into a playoff mini sort of tournament, if you will, at the end of the season. So we ideally want to be in the top 2. Whether we can do that, I'm not too sure, but 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th actually having to play playoff games, I'm not too sure I could handle the pressure with this team. And talking about handling pressure, for the second game of today's episode, we are taking on Atletico Madrid. And you just heard me there, you probably knew it was coming, to be honest, I was trying to big it up. You just heard me there saying we don't play too many exciting teams. Well, this is an exciting team. In real life, they are the Spanish champions, so I guess in the game as well, this is the first season, they're the Spanish champions. They won the Liga last year. Of course, they got to the Champions League final as well. As you can see by their squad, they've strengthened it in the game as well. Paul Pogba in the centre of midfield as well. They must have got him off Juventus. Really awesome side. As we came to the Vicente Calderon here, it was of course going to be a Copa del Rey game. And despite this being our first giant test, and despite this being a massive game for us, I still made 10 changes even, and the only starter for this game that played against Mallorca was our goalkeeper and captain, Raul Fernandez, because I don't care how big this game is. You know, at the end of the day, I want to get promoted in the first season, so the league takes massive and first priority, you know. So even though I want to do well in this game, I'm not going to be too fast. So in this game, I set out my team to park the bus and defend. I played a 4-5-1 because I thought that's the only way I can stop Atletico Madrid from scoring, really, away from home. And I just sat there and said, come at me, come break me down, come take the ball off me. And I passed the ball around as well. I didn't just hoof it clear, give it back to him and then say, you know, come break us down again. I did everything in my power to make sure we retain as much possession as possible and just run the clock down from the first minute. And in the 45th minute, we almost took a shock lead as Atletico Madrid failed to deal with a simple through ball forward and Tunkara hit the post. And had we scored there, I would have been absolutely loving it. But at half time, those were the only two chances. Tunkara hitting the post and Atletico Madrid having a half-hearted attempt from outside the area. It was such a poor game because I think, you know, based on how we've been playing this season, really attacking adventurous football, Atletico Madrid must have thought we'd be doing the same here, but nope, absolutely not. I'm parking the bus and I'm saying, come break me down, lads. And they didn't really do anything in the first half. In the second half, they went very close. Paul Pogba's header going just wide of the post, and they finally started to break us down as well. In the 69th minute, Jimenez on the ball for them. As you can see, he plays it back towards Gomez. We've got like two banks of four just sitting in front of our goal. And as the header comes in here, the ball did go in the back of the net, but thankfully it was offside. And I didn't realise at the time. Raul Fernandez just stopped, and I was like, what on earth are you doing? Why have you let that goal? And I was like, oh, he's offside, never mind. So it's still 0-0. But in the 79th minute, they come through again. Paul Pogba crossing the ball in, and as we get the ball away here, Jimenez is the last man back, and as Tunkara dispossesses him, he's got a clear run to the goal, and Tunkara has the pace to keep on going. And I just don't believe this, but with 8.5 minutes to go, we go absolutely mental at the Vicente Calderon, because as I mentioned a minute ago, we were playing park the bus, yes, but don't forget, we also were counter-attacking too. And as the ball got played back to the last man, what I love about this year's FIFA is when a team really wants to win, the AI team really wants to win, they'll commit everybody but one or possibly two forward. That's exactly what happened there. They only left one man back, and as he got dispossessed by Tunkara, he had a clear run at goal, and I kept my composure. When the game needed a cool head, I thought I was going to blast it miles over the bar and mess up the best chance we'd ever have to pull off a giant killing here. But instead, I kept my composure, made it 1-0, and the last chance fell in the 90th minute as Atletico Madrid came forward. But as you'll see this defending, this is exactly what we did throughout the entire game, just sliding in, throwing bodies on the line, and as I was going through there on the counter-attack to go 1-1 with the last defender, the referee blows for full time, and that incident there just summed up the entire game. Dogged defending, determined defending, and counter-attacking football as well. So I was annoyed the referee didn't let us play on, but still, the game finished as Atletico Madrid 0, Racing Santander 1, and that is just one of the most incredible results I've had on career mode ever. And in the top left there, you see me win the trophy for PlayStation. Underdogs, I was like, that's an understatement right there. Seriously, the bookies probably didn't even take bets before that game. Seriously, the bets must have been off because everyone must have thought Atletico Madrid would batter us, but we parked the bus, we counter-attacked at the right moments, and we secured a massive 1-0 victory in the Copa del Rey. Whether we'll be able to knock them out and go through in the second leg, I don't know. I think they'll play much better at our stadium, to be honest, because they'll know what they're in for this time. But even so, it's one of the best results I've ever had in career mode, and that is saying something. It really is. And I'm not just talking about this year, FIFA 15, I'm talking about since FIFA 13. That was just unbelievable, and an amazing moment in this series. If we aren't going to have too many in the first season regardless, that is definitely something we'll remember for a long time. But still, we took on this side for the third and final game of today's episode. Not even going to try and pronounce the name because I'll probably get it completely wrong, but we took them on away from home back in the Liga Adelante, and of course the first 11 would return for this game. So despite the heroics of the players in the Copa del Rey game, particularly Tunkara up top, I would still revert to my first 11, and the first chance would fall to the home side. The header coming in the 9th minute was just wide of the post and out for a goal kick. In the 29th minute though, Jose Pozo finds Quinty down the left hand side. Our left back finds Buena Casa, slides it back towards the number 3, takes on his man, beats him with a step over, whips in a delicious cross, and Buena Casa has a free header, and the goalkeeper makes a very good save, and the drill cross is eventually cleared. So still 0-0, but a couple of early chances for both sides, very nice to see. But in the second half, with the score still scoreless, in the 58th minute we had an opportunity here as we work our way up the pitch. Hector Bellerin, our right back, plays a great ball inside towards Tunkara off the bench. He goes through 1-on-1, but he couldn't complete his heroics like he showed against Atletico Madrid. The shot is saved and cleared away, and it was how the game finished as well, a 0-0 draw. So not the most exciting of games, unfortunately, but as I said, that's what you got to expect in this division. But the most important thing is we're not losing, we're still picking up points here and there, and you know, I don't really care about the 2 games in the league. The cup game was far more important with that win. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.